So the movie is like just so funny. I mean, I saw it at the screening. Everyone like laughed throughout the whole thing. I think it's a really good date movie.
Well, I think it's, you know, it's funny to men because they get to see all these guys act like idiots, and it's funny to women because it confirms that men are idiots.
Seth seems like, you know, you've known him for years, back from Freaks and Geeks. Did you have him in mind when you were writing this character?
Well, he is Ben. He might say it's a character, but basically Seth is Ben.
Sorry, what's a turkey tap?
It's when you knock a guy's testicles.
Thank you.
He enjoys pornography. He is not always sober. He loves comic books. I think this is almost a documentary.
I did think that at times Leslie does not like me at all.
We talked to Paul, and he was saying how, like, the first day of filming, he was like convinced you hated him.
I know. He would make some dumb joke, and that just really bothered me. And I think he just thought that I hated him.
What was that like for you? I mean, in a way, I would think it would be maybe cathartic, like, you know, you get to vent
Yeah.
out all your marriage issues onto somebody else.
It was cathartic in a way, because you get to take it even further because there aren't any repercussions.
The sex scene, was that choreographed, or were you just like, did you just give them like some shots of tequila and say go for it?
You know, it's very delicate to shoot a sex scene, especially for me. I get very uncomfortable, and so I acted out. I take about an hour.
With Katherine?
And I use a mannequin, and I show them the moves.
I was at Universal Studios recently, and I looked up and I saw a huge poster with your face on it, and it said, what would you do if this guy got you pregnant?
Yeah.
How
What was your answer? That's what I want to know.
Did you find that there was a lot of scenes that just had a whole life of their own?
I'm not one of those people who thinks my words are sacred and they can't be changed. I mean, I'm hoping everyone can come up with something better. And then I take the credit for all of it.
As you should.
So it's
Yes.
fine.
Sort of team that you guys have, like you, Will, Judd, like you're kind of like the new comedy team. What do you think about this group of you guys work? So do you guys have the same sense of like what's funny? Do you just like spending the day together? Like, well, that sounded gay, but you know what I mean? Like, what's the thing?
That sounded gay.
Well, you know, spend the day together, you boys. Are you?
We like spending the day together. Not so much spending the day together as much as we actually like just having sex with each other. That sounded gay, didn't it?
I love that scene when your wife is talking about Oprah and how you have to criticize men until they just become the person that you want them to be.
Yeah, and that's what me and my wife do. We watch Oprah and we misinterpret the advice, and then we mess up each other's personalities and we fight.
In the movie, like, you meet this guy in the bar, and then basically, like, because of what happens, you're stuck with him, you know. I know you're engaged. Obviously, I would hope you guys had a more auspicious beginning than that. Yeah. I know you just were in his video. Was that how you guys actually met?
That is how we met. Yeah, it's a terrible Hollywood cliche, but it is how we met. And it just evolved pretty quickly, actually, from there. And at this stage in my life, and I've dated enough to know when it's right and when it's not right. And I knew pretty early on that Josh was a pretty awesome guy.
Are you a Lost fan? I read that.
Yeah, I watched Lost.
Now that they've
See
announced.
that?
What, did you just
Shot
spit
out
on
of
me?
my mouth. Spit.
I assume that you did this on purpose, but in the 40-year-old version, there's a scene on the DVD where you see Catherine's face on the cover of FHM's 100 Most Beautiful Women. So was this, you've been like a fan of hers from before? Does she know that this scene exists with her in it?
We've been stalking her. And the entire movie was just an excuse for all of us to force Katherine to hang out with us for a very long time. And you figured it out.
Those were really, I think, the funniest jokes in the movie.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Blew the mother out.